You could have prevented all of this from happening if you'd just gone to the police and done the right thing. If you had done that, I believe Crystal would still be here today, and so would my brother Tommy Ballard. But no, you couldn't do that because you wanted the drywall works from Brooks out, and that's all this young lady's life was worth, and maybe just a little cash.
Late this afternoon, that's Mike Ballard, the brother of the late Tommy Ballard and the uncle of Crystal Rogers, talking directly to one of the three men convicted in Crystal's murder. He's now heading to prison. We are talking about Steve Lawson facing that judge today, getting 17 years in prison, the first of the three men convicted to learn their fate. It is our top story here at 5. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. After a 4-day trial, Lawson was found guilty, you remember, of conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with evidence in May. Well, WHAS 11's Alexandra Goldberg was inside that Nelson County courtroom today. See, she joins us live now. Alexandra?
Connie, Doug, it was a short but very emotional court proceeding. The sentencing only taking about 20 minutes. And just to give you a reminder, Steve Lawson sentenced to 17 years in prison. That's 17 years on conspiracy and 5 years on evidence tampering, run concurrently, run at the same time for a total of 17 years. Judge Charles Sims also asked the parole board not to consider any conditional discharge or parole down the line to keep that 17-year total. But we want to get straight to the emotion of this story here. Take a look at your screens. You can see Steve Lawson dressed in orange, not really reacting at all to his sentence. And sitting in the courtroom, of course, the Ballard family, it's a sea of pink and green in support of Crystal's father, Tommy Ballard, whose case still unsolved. And now emotions were higher than they were in the emotions here were less significant during the trial because of that guilty conviction from several weeks ago. Of course, the family here just hoping that that recommended sentence is taken by the judge. Two family members gave a victim impact statement today. You'll hear from both of them. First, Mike Ballard, Crystal Rogers' uncle, and Brooke Bryan, Rogers' sister. Take a listen.
I could stand up here and go on about what a worthless, despicable, pitiful, thoughtless, gutless person you are, but I really don't have to say what everyone already knows, but that's the life you chose.
I hope the weight of the truth sits heavy on you, and one day you'll have to answer for what you did. You may have helped take her life away, but you'll never take our memories.
So what you just heard were some of the moments from the proceeding that were heavy with emotion. This is Steve reacting here, but both family members turned to Steve Lawson and spoke to him directly and said, quote, "Don't you think they need to know where their mother was buried?" It was a final plea for Steve to tell all. Mike Ballard even telling WHAS 11 News 2 weeks ago that for the family to find peace, they need to give Crystal a proper burial. I'm taking a look at my notes here to show you one other standout moment. Brooke Bryan, Crystal's sister, saying, "Steve, you could have stopped this." She goes on to say, "Your silence took Crystal's life and my dad's." Of course, that's Tommy Ballard. Brooke Bryan here hammering home that it was Steve Lawson's choice not to speak up, and that's what has landed them in this situation. Connie, Doug.
Alexandra, of course, the sentencing coming down or after 3 o'clock this afternoon. We know that 17 years was the jury's recommendation, but where does Crystal's family stand on this sentence, the 17 years?
So in Mike Ballard's victim impact statement, he asked for the maximum sentence, which would have been 25 years. Well, why do we have the number 17? That's what the jury recommended at the end of Steve Lawson's trial in early June. But of course, the family hoping for that maximum sentence of 25.
Alexandra, thank you. Of course, our legal analyst Nick Mudd will be with Connie and I here at 5:30 answering many of the questions today on this big sentencing.
That's right. The other two men convicted in Crystal's murder, Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson, will learn their sentences August 21st. Both were found guilty on similar charges, but the jury in their case recommended longer prison time. For Houck, they recommended life in prison. For Joseph Lawson, they recommended 20 years.